We've been a leader in banking for more than 100 years. You'll find us here, at home, on your phone, and everywhere you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Hello and welcome to Daily Journal Newsbreak for Tuesday, June 13th. I'm your host, Chris Kiefer. Remember, you can catch Newsbreak each weekday at 7 a.m. Watch us at djournal.com, Facebook, YouTube, or the Daily Journal's mobile apps for Apple and Android devices. And let's start with today's weather forecast. Today calls for partly cloudy skies with a high of 88 and a low of 70 with a 20% chance of rain. Looking ahead at your 3-day forecast, Wednesday partly cloudy with a high of 89 and a low of 72, 20% chance of rain. Thursday, thunderstorms with a high of 87 and a low of 71, 60% chance of rain. And Friday calls for thunderstorms, 40% chance of rain with a high of 89 and a low of 72. Let's look now at today's top headlines. Mississippi ranks last in the nation in the latest report from the Annie E. Casey Foundation. The foundation released its kids count report today, and Mississippi did show improvements in education, health, and well-being. One of the state's most significant gains was a 50% reduction in uninsured children. Between 2010 and 2015, that total fell from 8% to 4%. Nationally, there was a 67% decline in the number of uninsured children. Teen births dropped from 55 per 1,000 in 2010 to 35 per 1,000 in 2015, improving more than the national rate. Although there were improvements, Mississippi continued to lag the country in measures of economic well-being. 31% of Mississippi children live in poverty, compared to 21% nationally. Mississippi Kids Count Director Linda Southward said the state needs to build upon its momentum and invest heavily in the programs they know will work. The Orchard's Somersault Reading Camp has expanded to a second site this year. The month-long summer camp is now in its 6th year of operation. Director Marissa Rambo says she doesn't see the program slowing down anytime soon. This summer, there were about 45 students participating at the recently added White Hill Missionary Baptist Church location, and about 115 participating at the Orchard. Rising kindergarten to 3rd grade students attend the camp to work on reading skills. Classes are led by teachers from local public schools and Head Start programs. The camp takes place 4 mornings a week for the entire month of June. A grant from the Family Resource Center of Northeast Mississippi allowed the camp to add the White Hill location this year. Rambo said there is a possibility Somersault will add another location next summer. Students are referred by their schools and daycares. The camp helps them sharpen their early literacy skills. 3 of the 4 victims of a late May crash on Interstate 22 are in the process of returning to their home state of Illinois. The body of the 4th victim is still at the Mississippi Crime Lab in Pearl, awaiting a DNA confirmation before she is released to the family. Sean Haygood, Amber Smith, Heather Urin, and Terrence Wedge Jr. were traveling to Florida when their SUV ran off the interstate and crashed into Town Creek on the night of May 26th. All 4 individuals are from the Streator, Illinois area. The wreckage was found 4 days later by fishermen walking along the creek. Haygood, Urin, and Wedge were found on May 30th at or near the crash site. Smith was located nearly 40 miles downstream near Aberdeen on June 7th. Lee County Coroner Carolyn Green said it looks like the victims will be cremated. Their remains will be shipped overnight through the United States Postal Service. Bodies that have not been cremated must be embalmed before they can be shipped to another state. Since Streator, Illinois is nearly 600 miles away, the bodies would have been shipped by air, which can prove costly. And in sports, it appears an Oxford business will have a difficult time winning a lawsuit against a pair of Mississippi State football players. Oxford's Rebel Rags filed a defamation lawsuit on Friday against MSU football players Leo Lewis and Kobe Jones, as well as Lindsey Miller. Miller is the one-time stepfather of former Ole Miss offensive lineman Laramie Tunzel. The suit alleges the three men made untrue statements about the Rebel Rag store. Those statements were included in the list of allegations brought by the NCAA against the Ole Miss football program. In its response to the NCAA, Ole Miss states that the NCAA has no corroborating evidence in its accusation that Rebel Rags gave away merchandise to the recruits. Clarksdale attorney Charles Merkel filed the suit and claims the actions of Lewis, Jones, and Miller have caused financial damage to Rebel Rags. The suit seeks actual and punitive damages. However, Tupelo attorney Jim Wade said it is possible the NCAA could say statements made by the three men are immune because the NCAA was performing a judicial function. That does it for Newsbreak on this Tuesday. Don't forget that this show is just one of the many online offerings courtesy of the Daily Journal that brings you news off the page and on the go. You can catch the Capitol View webcast at djournal.com and the Daily Journal's Facebook page. This week, Capitol Bureau Chief Bobby Harrison talks about the recently completed special session and the issues that remain unresolved. Each story discussed today on Newsbreak can be found in your Daily Journal or online at djournal.com, where you can also find a new episode of Newsbreak each weekday morning at 7 a.m. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Kiefer. Have a great Tuesday.